Okay, good morning to everyone. We will start our class today. Okay, you can refer to your screen handphone or your laptop, or you can check out your textbook and turn to page 64. I hope you can hear my voice clearly. Alright, today we want to learn about skill 2.4, adaptations in respiratory system. Okay, before that, okay, this is the three features. Okay, three features to ensure the efficient gases exchange. Okay, actually this one you have learned. Okay, you have learned before. The efficient gases exchange in human respiratory. Okay, so how the respiratory system adapts in different surrounding. So most organisms must have three features to ensure an efficient gases exchange with the surrounding. So the three features are, okay, one of them is moist surface. If you remember, we learned it in a previous chapter about the gas exchange in alveoli. Okay, gas exchange in alveoli. The For the alveoli, we have four features. Still remember? Okay. Can you name it? The four features for efficient of alveoli for conduct what? Conduct gas exchange. Did you remember? Anyone? You can type. If you do want to say, you can type. Anyone? Anyone respond? One is what? There's four characteristics for alveoli for efficient gases exchange. One is what? Large surface area, and then another one is moist inner surface, and the third one is very thin wall, only one cell thick for the wall of alveoli and the wall of the blood capillary. And then for the fourth characteristic for alveoli is surrounded by the blood capillaries. Okay, that's our four features for alveoli. Alveoli is in our or in human respiratory system. I hope you still remember about that. Okay, so for today, okay, this is three features that most organisms have to make to ensure an efficient gases exchange in their respiratory system. Okay, one of them is moist surface. Okay, moist surface, and then thin respiratory structure. Okay, for our alveoli is the wall of alveolus and the wall of blood capillaries. Okay, and then in the human structure, okay, we have a million of alveoli to make large surface area. Okay, okay, different organisms have different respiratory system and adapt to maximize the rate of gas exchange in different surrounding. So different organisms have different respiratory system. Okay, because if you look, human have its own their own respiratory system and different with animal, even though animals still have lungs, but it's quite different to the human lungs. Okay, and then the respiratory structure which adapt in different surroundings include moist outer skin, gills, and trachea. But okay, for some organism, okay, still have these three features in their respiratory organ or respiratory system. Did you get it? Okay, walaupun for example this one, okay, ada animal yang mempunyai moist outer skin, use gills or use their trachea to make a gas exchange, but they still have three features of moist surface area, thin structure, and large surface. Boleh faham? Walaupun for example here, okay, this frog, okay, frog dia mempunyai moist outer skin and it use lungs, okay, for do its respiratory, but dia masih lagi mempunyai three features ini, moist, thin, and large in their respiratory system. Okay, get it? Okay, so we proceed one by one. Okay, one is moist outer skin. Okay, moist outer skin. This one most to the amphibians. So amphibians such as frogs. What else? Another amphibian. Another amphibian selain daripada frogs apa? Boleh sebutkan? Amphibians means
Mudskipper.
pardon?
Mudskipper.
Mudskipper. Okay. Very good. Okay. Selain daripada frogs, okay. Sorry. Amphibian is the animal can what? Live on the land and live in the water. Okay. So for this one, Amphibian, okay, such as frogs, are organisms which can live on the land and in the water. So the respiratory structure of frogs can adapt to increase the efficiency of gases exchange while they are on land. Okay, if the frogs live on the land, so it will use its lungs, and then sometime when it live in the water, okay, it can use its moist outer skin. Okay, look at here. Other than lungs, okay, frog usually use their moist outer skin for gases exchange. So the skin of frogs is thin and very permeable to gas. Okay, so look what the features here. Thin, di kulit katak ini, okay, the satu features is thin and very permeable to gas, thin surface, thin structure, okay, thin structure, and then moist outer skin, so it has moist surface, okay, to what, to absorb oxygen, okay, to absorb gas. And then what else? The skin of frogs is also always moist, okay, moist, because it is covered by a layer of mucus which cause the respiratory gases to dissolve and diffuse easily. So for frogs or amphibian, there are three features here: moist, thin, and what about large surface? Does frog have a large surface of skin or what? Okay, here the features of large surface area of respiratory is about the million of alveoli. Okay, what about frog? Okay, we continue. Under the layer of skins is a dense network of blood capillaries to increase this one, to increase the diffusion rate of gases between the skin and the blood capillaries. So all the skin of the frog, okay, has a network of blood capillaries. Okay, di bawah kulit katak ini ada jaringan saluran darah. Okay, jaringan saluran darah yang banyak. So for dia akan membentuk for large surface of efficiency of gas exchange. Okay, daripada sini, okay, oksigen akan masuk ke dalam kulit katak ini dan terus diserap ke dalam ke dalam blood capillaries, and then the oxygen will separated to the cell body, and then the cell body will use the oxygen and convert to the energy and release the carbon dioxide and the carbon dioxide will uh, what dikeluarkan, okay, and diffuse or release from the lungs, okay. Okay, that's about amphibian. I want to show you a video. Okay, mungkin boleh bantu kamu untuk lebih faham bagaimana how the uh, respiratory organ in amphibians. Okay, mana? Okay, look. This is the adult frog, and then is the this is the tadpole. For the tadpole, it's use gill for breathing. Okay, it's not use lung because tadpole live in the water full time. Okay, dia duduk di dalam air, tidak ada duduk di darat, so it use gills. Okay, it has gill. So that's why the amphibian has a cold blooded. Okay, because they don't need as much oxygen. Okay, dia tidak memerlukan lebih banyak oksigen seperti manusia yang mempunyai uh, darah panas. Okay. Pulmonary respiration is when the frogs use lungs. On the surface of the water, okay, you can see this is the nose of the frog. So frogs still can use their lung, okay, to breathe, okay. Okay, so you can use the buccal of his mouth, okay, the buccal cavity, keeping the mouth closed, and it's moving, okay, moving to ensure it can breathe easily. Okay, dia tidak buka mulut tapi dia hanya menggerakkan dia punya buccal cavity itu untuk menarik nafas dan menghembus nafas. You see, our lung, okay, have alveoli, but for amphibian lungs or frogs lung doesn't have alveoli. Okay, it's quite different. Okay, even though it is lung, but don't have alveoli. Okay, ada tetapi tidak banyak. See, frog only use its buccal cavity. Okay, this is represented as diaphragm lah, bertindak seperti diaphragm. Diaphragm for human akan membuatkan we can our thoracic cavity is decrease and increase, but for amphibian only use buccal cavity. Okay, when the frogs use its moist outer skin to breathe, so that's we call cutaneous respiration. See, richly supplied with blood capillaries. Okay, okay, kalau kamu dengar tadi, okay, oksigen itu akan diffuse from the moist outer skin, and then the oxygen as well. Okay, when the oxygen diffuse and absorb to the blood capillaries, and the carbon dioxide from the cell body of the frogs will diffuse out from the skin as well. Okay, sebab itulah frog ini lebih banyak hidup di kawasan yang lebih lembap, moist surface area. Okay, that is for okay, that's for amphibian or frogs. Okay, kita ambil contoh frogs here. Okay, now we proceed to gills. So gills, or in Malay we call insang. So fish is an organism that can only live in water. Okay, therefore the respiratory structures of fish, namely gills, okay, can adapt to increase the efficiency gases of exchange in water. Okay, and gills made up of two rows of fine filaments, okay, that have many thin, okay, you can see here, thin. This is the feature of efficiency of gas exchange, and flat projection known as lamellae. Okay, you can see in this figure. This is the lamellae, if you see that, and then this is the cross section of gills, and it's covered the blood capillaries. Okay, dipenuhi dengan blood capillaries. Okay, the number of filaments and lamellae produces a large surface. You see here, large surface area. So this is the features, three features we talked before. Okay, moist, thin, and large. Okay, so in gills have a large surface area to facilitate gases exchange. Okay, it has thin. Okay, thin means the filament is thin, very thin. Okay, to easy gas to diffuse in or diffuse out. And then it has the number of filament and lamellae with large surface area. Okay, dia mempunyai filamen dan lamellae yang banyak. Okay, untuk membentuk large surface area. Okay, since fish live in water, their gills are surrounded by water, and this causes the respiratory gases to dissolve and diffuse easily. So that's mean the gill is always moist lah. Dia sentiasa basah sebab dia hidup di dalam air. Okay, so easy to gas, to dissolve and diffuse. Alright, so this is the figure of the fish. Okay, the water will flow to the mouth, and when the mouth of fish open, and then the cover gill. Okay, the cover gill will close. Okay, after this I will show the video about the respiratory organs of fish. Okay, so before that we'll look at this figure first. Okay, this is the cross section of the filament of the gills. So the filament is in red color because it's covered by blood capillaries. Dia berwarna merah kerana dia dipenuhi atau dia dipenuhi dengan blood capillaries. Okay, and then this is the cross section of filament of gills. So you can see here the lamellae. Okay, the lamellae, when the water flow through the lamellae, because the lamellae is surrounded by network blood capillaries. So inside the in the water has oxygen, and the oxygen will dissolve. Okay, dissolve to the blood capillaries. Okay, you can see where the red color of blood capillaries is the oxygenated blood, and then the oxygen will separated to the cell body of fish, and then it will convert to the energy and release carbon dioxide, and then the carbon dioxide will diffuse out from the gills. Okay, you can see the blue color is deoxygenated blood. Okay, I will show you a video about the respiratory in fish. Okay, this we call aquatic respiration because they live in the water. Okay, so if you look at this one, the oxygen through their mouth, okay, when the fish open its mouth, okay, and then the water flow in, okay, inside the water has oxygen. Okay, this we call upper column. Okay, if you look at here, when the fish open its mouth and the upper column remain closed. Okay, when it's closed its mouth and the upper column will open to release the what carbon dioxide. See, the large number of blood capillaries. This is the features of efficiency of gas exchange. Large number or large surface area of blood capillaries to make sure the gas exchange easily. Okay. Okay, if you look at this one, okay, water on the flow through crossing the gill. Okay, when the water flow through crossing the gill and the oxygen inside the water will dissolve to the blood capillaries. Okay, this is the cross section of filament, and if you look at this one, this is called limb. Okay. Hey, sorry. Okay, that's a video about the fish. Okay, how the fish what do their breathing and breathe out. Okay, use their respiratory organ. Okay, for the fish only use the gills. All right. If you look at the sign info here, okay, mud skipper, okay, mud skipper tadi yang Justin ada sebut ke. Okay, mud skipper, okay, classified as amphibious fish. Okay, dia dikelaskan sebagai amphibious fish because it can live on the land and in the water because they breathe through their gills like fish and also through their moist outer skin like amphibian. So dia ada gills dan dia menggunakan dia punya moist outer skin, but dia tidak ada lungs, dia tidak ada paru-paru seperti frog. Okay, frog dia has lungs and moist outer skin, but for mud skipper they only has gill. Okay, when it's live in the water, it's use its gill to dissolve to make the gas exchange. Okay, and the third one is about the insect. Okay, this is the trachea system. Okay, trachea system, mostly for insect. Okay, the respiratory system of insects is the trachea system made up of air tubes known as trachea. Okay, you can look at the figure. Where is the trachea? The trachea is the red color, this one. Okay, and inside the insect body has the air sac. Okay, air sac. What the function of the air sac? Okay, after this we know. So look at the what trachea. Okay, the full trachea inside the insect body. Okay, and then the air enters or leaves the trachea through breathing pores known as pericle. So on the body of insect has the spherical pore. Okay, spherical pore. If you look at actually the spherical pore on the insect body. Okay, and then it is continue to the trachea. Okay, and then the opening and closing of sphericals are controlled by valve, okay, which allow air to leave and enter the body. So if you look at this one, this is the cross section of the trachea and the spherical. So it has a valve here, okay, the valve to control the oxygen or what the allows to air to dissolve in and diffuse out. All right. Okay. Trachea is divided into 5 branches known as tracheoles. Okay, tracheoles mean banyak trachea. So they're dipanggil tracheoles. So if one trachea is called trachea. Okay, so the tracheoles have thin and moist. Okay, you can see here, this is the feature of efficiency of gases exchange, thin and moist walls. And then to increase the efficiency of gases exchange, see, dari sudah cakap di sini, and the large number of tracheoles. Okay, this is also the 3 features of the efficiency of gas exchange. Okay, the large number of tracheoles also provides a large surface area. See, large surface area to facilitate gases exchange through diffusion directly into the cell. So dia tidak menggunakan, it's not use lung, okay, it's not use most outer skin, but it's use only trachea. The trachea wall is very thin and moist wall, and then it has a large number of tracheoles. Okay, so they have three features inside of the trachea system of insects. All right, get it? And then what else? Some insects, such as grasshopper, have air sacs. So tidak semua, okay, but for grasshopper has air sacs in their trachea system. So what the function of the air sacs? The air sacs are filled with air to increase the rate of exchange of respiratory gases between tissues and the surroundings during energetic activities. Okay, boleh faham? Dia menambahkan, dia mempunyai kantong udara yang boleh menambahkan kadar pertukaran gas itu berlaku dengan cepat. Okay, if you look, some of insect ada yang yang aktif, ada yang slow. So for active insect such as grasshopper, it has insect. Okay, dia ada insect yang membantu meningkatkan kadar pertukaran gas. Okay, kadar pertukaran gas kerana dia merupakan insect yang aktif. So dia perlukan maybe it has it needs more oxygen. Okay. Okay. You can see here for insect. Okay, this is the trachea, and the smaller one is the tracheoles. So it has a large number of tracheoles, okay, to make sure the gas exchange make faster, okay, and then the body of the insect has this one? Spherical. Okay, sphericals. Okay, the spherical have a valve, okay, to make sure or to control the air in and air out. Okay, I have also a video about the insect. Okay. This one is the tracheal system. Okay, you can see here, this is the grasshopper. Have a sac here, and then it has a second thoracic spherical, the spherical. Okay, and okay, this one's still the trachea. It's trachea. Okay. So dia ada microscopic pores. Okay, maksudnya lubang udara yang sangat kecil. okay, called spherical. So for this one, for insect, they no need use what? It's not use blood capillary. Dia tidak menggunakan blood capillary, but it use tracheoles. Okay, the tracheoles will separate directly oxygen to the cell body. That's it. Okay, another one. I think it's okay, because this one is the biology video. Okay, then they directly oxygen. Okay, so for insect, donate blood capillaries. Hanya menggunakan trachea and tracheal, and then it can get oxygen directly. Okay, trachea means trachea. Trachea, and the tracheals is the small branches of trachea. So the oxygen, if you look at this diagram, it shows the spherical, okay, and then the spherical or the oxygen will enter to the trachea and tracheals, and will separate the oxygen directly to the cell body. So the spherical is a little bit like stomata. Okay, stomata kita belum belajar kan? Okay, kita akan belajar stomata after this. Okay, like a stomata. So, but for spherical, it has a valve. Okay, to control the air flow of the air. Okay, this is the cross section of the what? Spherical. Okay, like a stomata. Okay, if you look at this one, okay, this is the trachea or tracheae, trachea, and then the small branches is the tracheoles, and then the tracheoles is attached to the tissue of the body. Okay, so means the oxygen will enter to the body of the insects, okay, through trachea and tracheoles, and directly tissue get the oxygen from the tracheoles. Okay, this is some muscle fibers, is the combination of the cells. Okay, so if you look at this one, pumping the abdomen draws air in and out of the trachea. This is the ventilation or the valve of the spherical. Okay, this is the simple system of respiration because insect is the uh, simple organism. Okay. So this is the another features of insects. They are limiting water loss. Dia mempunyai sifat yang uh, kurang kehilangan banyak air. Okay, dia kurang kehilangan air because it has spherical like somata. Somata nanti kita belajar apa itu stomata. So spherical ini kontrol daripada selain kontrol daripada udara masuk dan keluar, dia juga kontrol daripada what air dalam badan keluar uh, to surrounding. Okay, this is the features of insect. Okay, I think it's all for an insect. Okay, this is the trachea system for insects. I hope you can get more information from the videos I attached then. So actually you can get more videos from YouTube about the adaptation in respiratory system for other animal or other organism. Okay, don't stick don't stay at your what textbook. You can explore to get more information. Okay, any question about our learning today about the adaptation in respiratory system? So remember, so for some organism use moist outer skin, gills, and trachea for their respiration. But in the feature of respiratory organ still has three features to ensure an efficient gaseous exchange, such as moist, thin, and large. Remember, three features. Okay, three features. For example, in the frog, respiratory system, even though frog use lungs and skin for respiratory, but the features of moist, thin, and large still in there. Okay, still in there. For fish as well and insects as well. Okay, dia tetap juga ada tiga features yang penting itu untuk memastikan pertukaran gas itu berlaku dengan lebih efisien. Alright. Any problem? Any response?
No, sir.
Okay, good. So I think that's all for today. For this one is activity. So for formative practice 2.4, okay, you can do in your notebook. Okay, do formative practice 2.4 in your notebook, and you can if have you finished, you can send to me, and I can remark as your PBD mark. Okay. Okay, so I think that's all, but before that I want to take the attendance first. Okay, semakin hari semakin kurang kehadiran. Gary, Hussein Yi, Justip, Nur Amanda, who's this? Nurul Inaya, Yap Chiu Wei, Sakire. Sakire is two devices. Camaro. Okay, semakin hari semakin kurang yang hadir. Tak apa, kita akan jumpa juga satu hari nanti. Wow, macam lama lagi. Okay, hold on. I take your picture first as my evidence. Okay. If no problem. Anything else you want to ask? No. All right. No. Okay. So that's all for today, class. See you next lesson.
Bye,
Thank
sir.
you and bye-bye.
Thank you sa
All right. Bye-bye.
lesson.
Yeah.